All right, good morning. Welcome back. Got back from a wedding this weekend, and while we were gone, we got a good rain. Inch to probably 1.1 is kind of the lowest to 1.7, 1.8. I'm here with my trusty helper, Denton, and we're going to check this last farm and see how the wheat looks. We didn't see much green from the road, but get out there and see if the wheat might be ready to go. And by ready to go, I mean ready to harvest. So the guy that cuts for us, this is a new farm for me, so he's not been here. I'm gonna take him out here hopefully in the next couple days and let him see where it is, and then also let him look at it so he knows kind of when he thinks he might could get out here. I told Denton, I said, I'm gonna let you check the rain gauge. He said, I don't know how to check a rain gauge. Well, now he's gonna learn. Hey, rain gauge is over there. Okay. Yeah, hold it still. So look at the bottom of that ellipses there. So 1.1, right? Yeah. But it's been, what's today? Wednesday? It rained on Friday, so probably a little bit more, probably more like 1.3 or so.
How do you take it out?
Yeah, just pull the tube. You got it. That's basically what it is to be a farmer, just checking rain gauges. You can do it. There may be snakes. We'll just be careful. All right, here's the wheat. Right here by the end, there's just some green still in there, but it should be very close. Let's go look closer. So this isn't a great representation of the field necessarily, at least I hope it's not, but there's some of these heads in here that are just white and there's nothing in them at all. So I don't know what that's the story there. I mean, it grew and produced a head,
squishy, but
something happened and it never put on a seed head. I know there's a few of those sprinkled in. You can kind of look and you can see some of those, but I hope that's not throughout the field and a problem. I don't think it is. Guess we'll find out. So let's grab one of these heads that is developed and has seed in it. So break the head off, pull hard on the seed head. Okay, you're gonna rub your hands together. You remember us doing this before?
I was doing it.
Yeah, rub it together and try to keep the seed in your hands. You getting some out?
No.
No?
Things happened.
Keep trying. You're throwing some on the ground. I saw some. Nothing came out.
They also could.
See, one came out right there. Okay, we were a little out of practice, so we got some seeds there. Why don't you put a couple in your mouth and chew on them and see if they're chewy or crunchy?
I put one in my mouth. They're chewy.
They're chewy?
Yeah. But is that how they're supposed to be, or crunchy?
Oh, crunchy. So they're definitely still wet. Are those crunchy? Chewy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, definitely still too wet. The grain is still kind of chewy and doughy. I guess you technically could harvest it. You get docked pretty good at the elevator. I don't know. I'm sure there's a moisture level they won't take. Tell me what you know, if you know. But definitely wouldn't want it too wet to store it for grain. We're going to keep it for grain, and having it in the barn for half a year would not be good to have grain that is too moist. So we want to get it to dry down quite a bit more. All right, so in our expert opinion, is the wheat ready? No. So
it's still chewy.
It's still chewy, and we don't want it chewy. What do we like to do when the wheat is ready? When the wheat is hard and dry?
Chew it up until it's like dough.
Supposedly, yeah. We haven't been able to do it. I guess you swallow a little bit, but supposedly you can take the grain and chew on it, and it'll get kind of like a gummy consistency. But have you been able to get that far? Me neither. We never kind of swallowing, I guess, some, or spitting it out and giving up on it, right?
I know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It hurts your teeth.
And it is hard, yeah. So, Denton is skipping school today. He had a field trip to Lubbock, which is a long ways away. And he also has a game tonight. They weren't going to, well, I don't know. They say you're going to be back in time, but I thought the plan was from their schedule, at best case, they would show up right before the game, but still would have to drive to Haskell and would be late, maybe even miss the game. This could be his last game also. Things are evolving. He had a game. This game was supposed to be out of town, like an hour out of town. Well, that one got canceled, so we picked up the other Haskell team and we're playing them tonight. We were supposed to play this team that we're playing tonight again next Tuesday, I think. That was going to be our last game for sure. We think they're trying to reschedule that game for Friday. Well, we're out of town on Friday. We already planned a trip out of town. It's Emily and I's anniversary weekend. This was gonna be our first time to use our camper legitimately, not for like last weekend was to go to the wedding, and we kind of wasn't super relaxing camping time. So that was our plan. And so if they do move that game, they don't reschedule this game that got moved from today, then tonight will be Denton's last game. What do you think about that? Kind of bummed that you might miss that last one, but so he's doing a great job. He's pitching, catching. Really, he can play any position, which is nice. We can just put him wherever we want. And he's a great teammate. He's leading cheers in the dugout, so that's been cool to see. Well, I lost my helper. We went home for lunch, and he was tired of hanging out with Dad. But also Emily's parents are coming, so it was a good time. I'm gonna come back and do a couple things. My goal is now to get everything ready for spraying so that when it's dry enough, which it's actually drying a lot faster than I anticipated, I can get out and try to spray as much as I can before we go out of town for the weekend. So picked up some different additives for spraying, and now I'm gonna get the sprayer out of the barn. So while I was gone this past week, anticipation of the weather that was coming, Dad put the tractors in the barn, and it was quite the jigsaw. Thankful for the space to be able to do that we didn't have before. So all the time I spent cleaning worthwhile. So got the sprayer in here just barely, and then the other one so I'm gonna get the sprayer out and I'm gonna grease it. Make sure I already cleaned the strainer, so it's ready to go. I just need to do the greasing, and I've got some other chemical coming maybe tomorrow. So I'll be ready to go whenever I can. But the thing that I'm not gonna do this by myself, this tractor, this is normally like where I put the camper, and it fits in here, but he was able to squeeze the big tractor in here, and I think that was probably pretty tight. And that was likely very tight. So glad we have the space. Camper, I didn't want to put the camper in anyways. I knew it would be wet. And it gets wet on this side of the barn anyways when we get a rain. And so I just kept the camper at the house since we're leaving again this weekend. But tractor's in, thankful for that. Another thing we're gonna have to do soon is, this cart has about 260 bushels of wheat in it. And that variety I'm not going to keep. I want to catch a different variety. So I'm going to sell all that. But that's a little bit harder to get the grain out of this because we got the auger on. So we're going to auger it into this truck. And then I'm going to take this truck. Oh, also, I've got that same variety in the grain cart in the grain drill. So I'm going to have to clean out the grain drill, get as much as I can out of that to also put in the truck. Take the truck to the elevator and sell it off, and then everything will be empty. And then I'll have to get it, we spray a chemical in there to help with weevils. I'll get all of the places where we catch our 3 carts in the truck, get those sprayed and ready for catching the wheat when we can harvest the wheat, which is not yet, as you saw earlier. Okay, here's a status update. I want to look for myself. how this looked after getting a good rain on this deck that I oiled. I looked the other day and it didn't look greasy. I don't know if you can see. It looks a little oily here. I don't know. Still got the little cotton fibers on there. The metal still got some kind of oily spots, but it washed a lot of that off. Hopefully, I don't know, we have to rub some dirt on it. Stay focused. I would get the tractor out. Let's do that now. I found something. This shield is normally right here, covering this, and I found a nest. And there's an egg in there. So, I guess I'm gonna have to get into the wildlife relocation business here. Because I need to grease this pivot right there. So, not that that's in the way, but I don't really want a bird's nest in there. There's kind of some important things happening here. All clean. No animals that I'm aware of were injured in the making of this video. Here's the guts of the deal. These are all the section controls. This one, there's nothing coming out of it. We don't have a sixth section. So we got outsides, inside sections, and then the middle section. And then up here, we can control all the hydraulics from one remote hookup in the back of the tractor because of this right here. So we've got this one controls, you can follow these hoses to right here. So this controls these cylinders, and these cylinders fold that fold from the main section there. And so same thing on this outside there. This one will do the other fold. This one will do the tilt, and then this one does the main boom up and down. So the one remote deal gives us the ability to, with that box in there, if you see me messing with that box, controls this electronically, all the hydraulics. So we keep it covered because it comes with a cover. Also, probably important to keep it covered and not to have birds in there. For those of you that are keen watchers, I did grease that grease dirt. I just didn't film it. So thanks for watching. All right, finished greasing. I'll move the tractor in a second. Sometimes I have to work a little bit like I have ADHD, which I don't think I have it, but I need to put some water, turn the water on to the nurse tank, because I think it's empty and I don't want to leave it running while I'm gone. And so I'm gonna go turn it on now so that when I leave I can turn it off and it'll be full, and then I'll be able to use it tomorrow, or well, actually whenever the day I can spray is. So let's do that, then I'll go back to other things. All right, let's try it. There we go. Now she's filling. Just don't let me forget that that's running. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but don't really want it to run all night because shouldn't. All right, next thing, I've got chemical coming tomorrow, hopefully. The additives, I'm gonna get those all on a pallet and moved ready and to take them wherever I need to take them whenever I can spray. A lot of unknowns. I'm trying to get everything that I can think of ready so that spraying can go quick and efficient. And so, yeah, I think this might be the last thing for now. reason why we like and got this Kubota, because the garage door, I can get out while the boom is in the way. If I had the door that opens in front, then this would be impossible. So I'm thankful to be able to do that. All right, well, that's it for me. I think I'm caught up. Should be ready to go. I'll get the chemical delivered sometime in the morning. If I'll drive around, I'm gonna drive home through Old Glory to see if it dried enough over there. Maybe I could spray there tomorrow. If not, I'll be ready for whenever that happens. So appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget, if you're gonna farm it. Don't worry, I turned the water off.